Yes, sir. Back at it again. Colder than a well digger's anus outside. That's right. I want to talk to you about a subject this evening, guys. We're getting a horror movie slash genre movie convention in Charlotte, North Carolina next month called the Mad Monster Party. We're in genre and horror greats such as Rutger Hauer, Brad Dourif, Tony Todd, Michael Berryman, Dee Wallace, Linda Blair, um, just to name a few. It's going to be Derek Mears. He played a Jason. So there's going to be tons of celebrity guests there, and kind of got me thinking. I was gearing up, trying to get some ideas of what I want people to sign. I got a little Blade Runner print here for Rutger Hauer, and I was kind of thinking maybe something like a Hills Have Eyes for Michael Berryman, something like that. I want to take something like this just in the case that the table items are not strong enough. That's one of the worst things in the world, to come home with something that you paid for, but it's not wall worthy. Anyway, getting back to the point this evening, I got me thinking about the two conventions that I went to last year: Fright Night Film Fest 2011 and Scarefest. Scarefest being just a slightly better experience because of the organization of it and the flow of it, and plus I felt a little more relaxed at that one. I knew kind of the scene, what to do and where to go, and how the autograph thing worked and everything, which brought me to an interesting thought. And I've been thinking about it as I was gearing up for the convention next month, and it got me thinking about my only kind of quote unquote, I don't know if I want to call it a bad convention experience with a celebrity guest, but I guess the whole point of this video is I want to know about you guys. If you go to horror conventions, sci-fi conventions, and/or genre movie conventions, whatever convention you go to, have you ever had a bad experience with a celebrity guest? One comes to mind, and I'm going to talk about it this evening. I've held this back for, it's going on close to a year, probably 9 months plus. It happened at Fright Night Film Fest. Now, granted, it was my first convention that I attended, and it's not going to keep me from going to conventions, but it kind of educated me, hindsight, looking back. Have good memories of Felissa Rose from Scarefest, Lance Henriksen, meeting John Carpenter at Fright Night, and all the nerds on the Nerds poster over there, all the autographs I got. There's one autograph that sticks out in my mind where I wish I had my money back, and I paid way too much for it. This individual, who's probably known for one, maybe two movies that he ever made in his whole entire life, who knows what the guy is doing today besides ripping off fans, raping them for their convention dollars. Basically, this guy, that I had the bad or lackluster is the best way to say it, experience with, where I, hindsight, don't have a good memory. Because the signature on the poster on the wall and everything, that's great for something to look at a convention, a conversation piece in your man cave, movie cave. But it's the memory that you're going to hold with you forever on what kind of experience you had. I know bad days are one thing, but this guy, from what I heard from many individuals at this last convention of Fright Night Film Fest last year, was not only taking too much money for his autograph, charging rather, but he was also, I saw him in a huddle with Kane Hodder, I think his name was Larry Zabka, Billy, or whatever his name was from Karate Kid, the blonde-headed guy, and Martin Cove, Kreese from Karate Kid, all over there in that corner, and he was literally telling them that they needed to change their prices higher and dupe the fans out of more money. They weren't charging enough. They were charging somewhere around $15 to $20, which was way too much anyway. But I was the dummy. I went over there because I wanted a Phantasm autograph. Yes, the individual's name is A. Michael Baldwin. There, I said it, and I don't care. Mainly because I need to get this out of my system today, because it's one of those memories. It kind of comes up every time I get in the convention mode. This is my experience with A. Michael Baldwin. I paid this individual $25. He's known for one, maybe two movies. That's it, Phantasm. And even though he was in a couple of the Phantasm sequels, nobody watches those except for hardcore horror buffs or somebody. But he's known for the first Phantasm film, and maybe, just maybe, Kenny and Company, where he played Doug, the buddy to the main kid. As a child, mind you, a child actor. Grown man sitting there charged me $25. He's got an iPhone or a smartphone. He's looking at it. I said, "Hello, Mr. Baldwin. I'd like to have your autograph if I could, please, sir. I brought my DVD with me, and I got the DVD up there on the wall. It looks great, and I like it and everything, but at the end of the day, bad memory, guys, because this was him. He was looking at his phone, playing around with it. He barely looks up at me for a second, and he says, "Oh, okay. You'd like me to sign your DVD?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'd like you to sign my DVD." I had to repeat myself. I give him the DVD slipcover, and basically, before I could say, "Would you please use a silver Sharpie so that it would show up real good because it's going to be on my wall at home," before I could even get that on my mouth, he grabs a black Sharpie real quick and signs it. I don't know if you know anything about the original art from Phantasm. There's a lot of dark, deep colors and black on there. You can barely tell he signed it unless you get right up on it. So that right there kind of ticked me off because I'm a little picky about my autographs, unless they're coming through the mail and you don't have much of a choice. But if you're paying for it and you're in person, I want them to look good because they're going to go on my wall in my collection. Well, he signs it real quick. He says 25. Won't even look at me. So I gave him the $25. I took my things. And I said, well, at that point, after he was being such a dick, basically, I just said, screw it. I'm not even going to ask him about any future projects because of an attitude like that. Poor guy probably can't even get a job to save his life now anyway. So I just kind of left it at that, and hindsight looking back. Got a great autograph for the collection. Yeah, he was the boy in Phantasm, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But at the end of the day, that's really all the guy's known for. He's not a superstar. He's not Robert De Niro. He's not Kurt Russell. I mean, he's not anybody that any layman person on the street's going to know. So why is he charging 25 when everybody else was charging less? That was probably in more well-known mainstream films at one time. When you got David Carradine over there in the other corner with the Revenge of the Nerds reunion, guy's probably been in 100 different movies over the course of his career. Little brother to David Carradine, may he rest in peace, Kung Fu, So, and he's got a recognizable face. And nerd laugh for that matter, but that's another story. That's funny. He's got the best nerd laugh ever. Anyway, enough of the negative stuff there, but that's what my little experience with Michael Baldwin was. And it's my main lackluster memory in my convention career so far. I'm going for my third convention, and I'm just hoping, that I have a better convention experience next month in Charlotte. I'm not going to be able to get as many autographs because this is becoming a business nowadays. These quote-unquote celeb guests are charging like ungodly. I just got some of the price quotes off of Facebook from Mad Monster. Rutger Hauer has put on there that he's possibly going to be charging $40 for an autograph. I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, what you have to remember is we put these heroes from our favorite movies up here on a pedestal in the back of our minds, basically. And they are our heroes, but when you step out of that and you really have been to a couple conventions, you're kind of like, dude, some of these folks are just siphoning off your wallets. They're not really... I want to go spend my money on the people who really want to be there. Hence, like Felissa Rose at Scarefest, for example. The favorite autograph of the whole thing, she's probably only known for Sleepaway Camp and some other small projects like that. But at the end of the day, she only charged $10, and she was having a great old time with her co-star Jonathan Kirsten. And I know the line was like out to the door for Kane Hodder as usual. I still can't figure that one out, but that was my favorite memory probably of all the autographs beyond Lance Henriksen at that one. But that's kind of a good comparison because I just don't have a good memory of Michael Baldwin because of that. A, he's charged too much money, and B, I was a dummy and paid him, and C, like I said, it's the memories. It's the memories that mean the most. I'm going to quit rambling now. I want to hear from you guys. If you guys are convention goers or have been going to conventions for a while, tell me about your worst convention experience. Either in comment or preferably do a minute video. Do a 2-minute video or something. Just tell me who your worst convention experience was. And don't be afraid. We're not worried. Nobody's going to watch this video anyway. I doubt if you had a bad experience with Michael Baldwin, he's actually going to be tuning in to B Junior's Movie Cave anyway, so you're safe. Take care, guys. I'm going to get out of here with this semi-rant. Thanks for listening. Have a good evening. See you next time. And see you at the Mad Monster Party if you're there. Rock on.